In this Desmos game, you are going to be shooting a laser, and your goal is to send the laser through the blue targets here. Now you have to send this one laser through all three targets, so you have to use this mirror to bounce the laser off and make it shoot through all three. Now the way you're going to move the laser is by putting in the angles. So the angles, this laser, for example, you have to open it up so that it points up to the mirror, bounces off, and then goes through the other two. So the way we're going to do that, you're going to put in an angle here. So the laser right here, we turn the laser, pivot it from this point. We're going to open it up so that it points up. Whoa. So that it points up going this way so that it can shoot to the mirror through this first blue target. Now this angle, so we started at 0 here. This angle is obviously going to be around 90 degrees. Now if you take a look at what happens on the game, if you put in 90 degrees here, the laser will open up to 90 degrees, and the laser will bounce off that mirror because the mirror right now is pointing down and it'll shoot back down. So we want to put in an angle for the mirror so that it bounces to the right. Now if you take a look, this mirror, it pivots, it turns actually from the middle now. The laser turns from this corner, but the mirror will turn from this center. So I want to angle it so that, for example, it points this way so that the laser will bounce off and hopefully go through the other two. Now this angle right here, how do we find that angle? It's always going to be 0. From the middle to the right, this is your 0 degrees. This is where we started. And then we pivoted up. So here was 90. So we maybe about half of 90, so maybe around 45. So when you put 45 into your game, you'll see that the angle, the mirror points 45 degrees, and the laser went through the other 2 points. The second one, let's try it here. So we have a laser right now that's pointing at 0 degrees. So it points to the right. We want to angle it up so that it shoots towards the mirror, bounces off, and goes through all 3 of the targets. So that means this next one, I want my laser to point towards the mirror, right? So that angle, I want it to open up. Maybe if this is 90, maybe this is about 45 degrees again. So if it is, it'll hopefully shoot through. It'll hit that mirror. And if it hits that mirror, right now, the mirror currently faces down, so it'll bounce back down and go to the floor. That's not what we want, though. So we're going to angle that mirror. We're going to turn that mirror maybe so that it bounces. So again, the mirror turns from the middle. I'm going to maybe angle it like that. So the 0 degrees was to the right, just like the laser, except this is from the middle this time. And I'm moving it up. Maybe it looks like 90, maybe a little less than 90, maybe like 85 degrees, something like that. So let's try that to start. So the mirror, if I angle it, we said about 45. Oopsies, not 45. The laser, we said it was about 45. It looks like that's too high. So I want to lower that angle. So maybe around 30. Perfect. So it hits the middle of that mirror, but it looks like it bounces off to the bottom because we still have to angle the mirror. Now the mirror, remember, I wanted it to point somewhat like this. So I'm going to point that maybe around 85 degrees. It looks like that's too high though. So do you see how this mirror, just look at the half of the mirror. I'm going to try to move that mirror open a little more so that this laser points down a little more. So maybe I should do 90. And there you have it. It goes through all 3 targets, and that's good. So that's what you're going to be doing for all of these challenges. I'm going to give you a little bit more of a hint on the angles to help you do the rest of them. So remember that the laser, when you turn the laser, it's going to turn from the very corner right here. So that's how that laser is going to turn. So 90 degrees, 180 degrees, maybe it goes all the way down here, 270, something like that. So if you wanted to point open this way, for example, it looks like it's bigger than 90, so maybe about 150. And again, you can always guess and check those so that you can see it. So this would be 150, for example. Now this one, the mirror, however, turns differently. The mirror turns this way. So notice how the laser, again, points. The vertex is all the way on the end. The mirror, the vertex is right in the middle. So when I want to open it this way, the laser is going to point in and out. So it'll bounce off towards it. Wherever it bounces off, it'll bounce back off, going the opposite way. So that's kind of how the mirror works. So if you want to move the mirror like 20 degrees, this would be a 20-degree pivot. So that's this tiny angle right here. Now angle hints, of course, this is your 90 degrees. All the way to the other side, this is 180 degrees. All the way around pointing down, this is 270 degrees. Now if you don't like going this way, you can actually go the other way also. Now the way that you go the other way, if you have your 0 is always here, if you want to go 90 degrees in the opposite direction, which is the same thing as 270 degrees in the positive direction, you can actually go negative 90 degrees as well. So negative will start opening the angle down, and then positive 90 will start opening the angle up. So that could be another thing that you do. If you don't want to use the negatives, you totally don't have to. You can use all the positives to make it spin all the way up and around. So for example, if I take this and I moved it, if I moved it like this, okay? This could be, if I wanted my mirror to point this way, this could be positive, maybe it's past 90, so maybe positive 100 degrees. Or I can go in the negative direction. Instead, I can also push this part down. This could be the same thing as negative, maybe 80 degrees. Okay, so those are all the different ways that you can put in the angles. And again, if you have no idea, try putting in a bunch of numbers and seeing how to adjust it. So you can guess and check those before you finally find the answer. When you find the answer, you can hit next and go to the next slide. And that's it. Good luck.